There are moments in life when we pause, when we stop racing forward into the future, and we look back. We look back at the footprints that led us here, the dinners we shared as children, the stories told by grandparents, the songs sung around the holidays, the rituals of celebration, of mourning, of hope. And in that moment of reflection, we realize something profound, that our families, whether by blood, adoption, choice, or community, are stitched together not only by love but by tradition. Traditions are the living memory of our families. They are the patterns we repeat across generations, the glue that binds us, and the compass that points us home. They are not simply old habits. They are intentional, enduring, and powerful. They transform ordinary days into extraordinary occasions, and they shape the way we see ourselves, each other, and the world. Today, I want to speak about the power of traditions in family life. A power that is gentle yet firm, familiar yet transformative, nostalgic yet urgently relevant in our modern age. Because in a world that moves faster every day, in a world that tempts us to live disconnected lives, traditions are the steady heartbeat that keeps us human. The roots of belonging. At the deepest level, traditions give us belonging. Think for a moment of the child who grows up knowing that every Sunday evening, the family gathers at the dinner table. No distractions, no rushing, just conversation, laughter, maybe even arguments, but togetherness. To that child, Sunday dinner becomes more than just food. It becomes a promise: you belong here. You are one of us. No matter what the world says, no matter how difficult life gets, this table is your anchor. That sense of belonging is priceless. In a time when so many people feel adrift, when young people scroll endlessly through social media searching for connection, when adults struggle to balance careers, stress, and relationships, the grounding power of tradition says, you are not alone. You are rooted. Belonging through tradition is not only emotional. It is psychological, even biological. Studies in family psychology confirm that children who grow up in families with strong traditions experience higher self-esteem, greater resilience, and stronger social bonds. Why? Because traditions teach them who they are and where they come from. They whisper, you are part of something bigger than yourself. Traditions as memory keepers. Every family carries a story. And traditions are the way those stories are told, remembered, and cherished. When a grandmother passes down a recipe and the grandchildren gather to cook it together, it is more than just food on a plate. It is memory served warm. When a father teaches his child a prayer, a song, or a ritual, it is more than repetition, it is heritage woven into the soul. Traditions are memory keepers. They guard against forgetting. They keep alive the wisdom of those who came before us. In a way, traditions are the bridges between the living and the departed, between yesterday and tomorrow. Think about holidays. Whether it is Thanksgiving, Lunar New Year, Eid, Christmas, Diwali, Hanukkah, or any other cultural celebration, these occasions are not merely marked by dates on a calendar. They are containers of memory. The decorations you bring out year after year, the stories you tell, the candles you light, the songs you sing, they are all reminders that time may move forward but memory endures. And in families that endure tragedy, hardship, or displacement, traditions become lifelines. Refugee families often carry very little with them across borders, maybe just a suitcase, maybe nothing at all. But what they do carry are traditions, recipes remembered, songs sung, prayers whispered, rituals of hope. Repeated in new soil, traditions help families endure. They are the memory that no one can confiscate, the inheritance that requires no bank account. Traditions teach values without preaching. Perhaps the most powerful aspect of tradition is its ability to teach values without lectures, without textbooks, without sermons. When a family has a tradition of volunteering together at a shelter every holiday season, the children are not merely told to be compassionate, they experience compassion. When a family has a ritual of giving thanks before a meal, gratitude becomes part of their vocabulary of the heart. When a family insists on celebrating each other's milestones, big or small, they quietly teach the value of encouragement, support, and pride in one another. Traditions teach through action. They are embodied wisdom. And because they are repeated, they carve grooves into our character. I still remember a story of a family that had a ritual of lighting a candle whenever conflict arose. The rule was simple. Before arguments could continue, the family had to sit around the table, light the candle, and take turns speaking only when holding it. That tradition transformed quarrels into conversations, shouting into listening. Without a single lecture on communication, those children grew up learning patience, respect, and empathy. Traditions are not merely nostalgia. They are character formation in disguise. The healing power of tradition. Life, as we know, is not only made of joy. Families face loss, grief, and brokenness. And here too, traditions become powerful. Think of the rituals around mourning, funerals, wakes, memorial services. These traditions give shape to grief, a structure to pain. They say, you do not have to carry sorrow alone, you carry it together. The meals brought to the grieving home, the prayers offered, the candles lit, all of these are traditions that turn unbearable loneliness into shared humanity. Even beyond mourning, small traditions can heal everyday wounds. A family hug after a tough day, a bedtime story after tears, a birthday cake after hardship, all of these traditions say, life hurts but love endures. In families broken by conflict, traditions can also serve as pathways to reconciliation. A holiday meal can bring estranged members back to the same table. A ritual of gift-giving can thaw hardened hearts. A simple phone call tradition, every Sunday morning, no matter what, can mend years of silence. Traditions remind us that love is not only a feeling, it is a practice. And when practiced over and over, it has the power to heal. Tradition versus modern life. Now, some may say, traditions are outdated. Life today is too busy, too different, too modern for old customs. But I ask you, are we really too modern for belonging? Too advanced for memory? Too sophisticated for healing? Too progressive for love? Technology has given us incredible tools, but it has also scattered us. Families eat meals with phones at the table. Conversations are replaced by emojis. Connection is instant but often shallow. And in this landscape, traditions become more important, not less. They are anchors in a world adrift. Traditions are not enemies of progress. They are companions of progress. They evolve, they adapt, they find new forms. A family who once gathered around a fireplace may now gather on a video call. A recipe once cooked over fire may now be prepared in an instant pot. A story once told by candlelight may now be recorded and shared digitally. But the essence remains the same: togetherness, memory, value, healing. The challenge is not whether we keep traditions, but how we keep them meaningful. A tradition without meaning is an empty ritual. But a tradition with meaning is timeless, creating new traditions. And so, the question arises, what if my family has no traditions? Or what if our traditions are broken, forgotten, or toxic? The beauty of tradition is that it can be born anew. You can start today. You can be the ancestor who begins something that future generations will thank you for. Traditions need not be grand. They can be as simple as a Friday pizza night, a bedtime blessing, a monthly hike, a yearly family photo, a journal passed around where everyone writes a thought of gratitude. Small seeds, planted consistently, grow into mighty trees. What matters is not perfection, but intention. What matters is not formality, but meaning. What matters is not age, but heart. One family I know began a tradition of rose, thorn, and bud. At dinner, each person shares one joy of the day, the rose, one challenge, the thorn, and one hope, the bud. This simple practice became a nightly ritual that built emotional intimacy, empathy, and resilience. Another family created a tradition of writing letters to each other every New Year's Eve, letters sealed, stored, and opened only 10 years later. Those letters became priceless treasures of laughter, tears, and growth. Traditions are not bound by culture, religion, or geography alone. They are bound by love, creativity, and the courage to create meaning. The legacy of traditions. Ultimately, the power of traditions in family life is not only for us. It is for those who come after us. What will your children remember? What stories will they tell their children about you? Will they remember a busy blur of days with no connection, or will they remember the rituals that made them feel safe, loved, and known? Traditions are legacy. They are how we send messages into the future. Messages that say, we were here. We loved each other. We made meaning together. And when we are gone, those traditions remain. They continue to speak in our absence. They tell the story of who we were and what we valued. There is a saying, we all die twice, once when our hearts stop beating, and again when our names are spoken for the last time. Traditions ensure our names are spoken longer, our values remembered deeper, our love carried farther. So today, let us reclaim the power of tradition in family life. Let us pause in our hurried lives and ask, what traditions anchor us? What traditions heal us? What traditions give us belonging, memory, and meaning? And if the answer is, very few, then let us dare to begin anew. Because the world may be changing faster than ever, but the human heart has not changed. We still long for connection, for identity, for healing, for love. And traditions, humble, powerful traditions, meet those needs in ways nothing else can. As you leave here today, I challenge you. Call to mind one tradition from your childhood that made you feel loved. Call to mind one tradition that your family keeps today. And then imagine one new tradition you could start tomorrow. If you do this, you are not only enriching your own life, you are weaving a stronger fabric for generations to come. Traditions are not chains to the past. They are bridges to the future. They are not about clinging to yesterday. They are about carrying love into tomorrow. So let us hold on to them. Let us live them. Let us create them. And let us never forget the power of traditions in family life, the power to belong, to remember, to heal, to teach, to love, and to endure. Thank you.